I'm back with another triggering topic. Now, this topic is going to be a bit controversial. Y'all already saw the topic, but hey, who cares? So, the topic of discussion for today is, can women ever be blamed for the behavior of men? Now, I was thinking about some things that I had come across recently, the trophy wife situation, and then I was having a live discussion about black women coddling black men and enabling them, and also how that contributes to the bad behavior of the collective of black men and also the state of the black community. And some people agreed, some people disagreed, and I really want to delve deeper into this whole topic. So before y'all just jump in the comments if you don't agree with me and start cussing me out, please just hold on. Let me get my point out. All right. I want to show y'all a few things, and I'll be back to tell you my perspective and how I got there.
I have no children right now. I'm still going raw. I'm 100%. I'm 100%. I'm still going raw. Don't you? That's my condom. You're bugging.
God is on my side.
Still going raw.
In the hood, cross the track. I'm finna smell your pussy. We doing the hood. You
Don't know my struggle, so you can't feel my struggle.
How old you is?
28.
Oh, you 28, yeah. You ain't under 20 with that smelling like that. You got a little tang.
Now, y'all saw that clip of that man saying that God was his condom. Yuck. Yikes. Disgusting. But he's not a bad looking guy, so I'm sure that he has women that are more than willing to entertain his foolishness. And you would think that that would be insane for them to do that, but you already know that there are women willing to do that. Just like there are women willing to sit there and let Boosie get a few inches of their lady parts and sniff them and tell them that they got a little tang. But you know what, y'all? I just wanted to show y'all that, but just let's keep going forward, okay? All of it's gonna make sense, I promise.
Anthony Edwards having 10 kids ain't stopping shit. I still need that. I need that.
As I said earlier, y'all, please bear with me because I'm definitely going somewhere with all of this. Now, in the previous video, y'all saw that young woman. She was talking about the athlete, Anthony Edwards, and how she had to have him. Now, apparently, he's rumored or confirmed, however you want to look at it, or alleged. He's confirmed or rumored to have had 4 children in the last year by 4 different women. And he's only 23. And he has a long-term girlfriend that is always fighting for her life in the comments and bragging on the fact that she's accepted this Negro's money and lifestyle in exchange for him playing in her face. She's always talking about, well, let me see your bank account. Let me see your bank account. If women tell her, why are you staying with this man that is clearly disrespecting you? Now, even with this man's reckless, polluted peen behavior that shows that he is definitely and clearly for the streets, and he should never be husbanded or boyfriended. And you know how people say, you shouldn't wife her up or she isn't wifey material. Well, my new word is that he should never be husbanded or boyfriended. And I think that Anthony Edwards is definitely the perfect example of this. But even with seeing this man's reckless behavior clearly out on display for all women to see, I still see women, just like the girl in this video, saying that they got to have him. Now, underneath that video, it was filled with comments like this. No, I still need that. And silent repost. And no, for real, he looked too good. And I fear I love him. And nobody looked better than Anthony Edwards and Duke Dennis. And 100% understand. And he is so fine, ma'am. And I need that. And very silent repost. And he's so fine. And I second that. And no, for real. And another one. This is so real. And, I was absolutely flabbergasted at the sheer amount of women that was still willing to drool over this man or still be willing to engage with this man, a man who is clearly sexually undisciplined. And he's clearly very irresponsible because of all the children that he's having. And he's not using protection. And therefore, you don't know what that thing got on it. But people talk about they got to have it. Have what, But anyway, let's just keep moving forward. I'm back with another triggering topic. I want to talk about the shocking story of Melvin O'Neal. And this story definitely comes with a trigger warning. Now, this man, Melvin O'Neal, had an ongoing charge against him for SA and kidnapping. But his mother, who in my opinion was an enabler, had the audacity to make this post, and you can pause to read, praying to Jesus for him and saying that the enemy seeks to destroy him and no weapons against him will prosper. For him only to brutally beat SA her and almost unalive her too a few short months later. Now, y'all see the pictures here of her after the attack? And then here is the post that she made after he attacked her. Now, I'm not saying that she deserved this by any means, but it seems that she was okay with his behavior until he did it to her, because the post that she made when he did it to her was completely different. And I think that we have all heard of the new trophy wife who married a man that she barely knew and then said that he assaulted her several times in the beginning of their marriage, but she still decided to stay with him, a man that would allegedly be considered a deviant, and then proceeded to have children with him, and then he allegedly ended up harming their children. Or let's talk about Sky Jackson. And I'm not singling her out because there are many girls that we can use in as example, but she just came to mind first, of Sky Jackson letting herself be impregnated by a very clear Pookie. Now, with all of these different scenarios that I put in the video, when I've had conversations about these topics, I usually will get a certain subset of women, and usually Black women, and not because it's unique to Black women, but simply because that's who my content is curated for. But they will usually come underneath my posts and put all of the blame on the man and say, oh, it's all men. And then they will say that I'm victim blaming or putting shame on Black women if I attempt to showcase that sometimes women will put themselves in situations where harm comes to them. And it could have been avoided because, you know, we talk about Black men this, Black men that, or that there is a large group or collective of Black men who make baby mamas. Well, if you think that and you know that, then why the heck would you mess with a Black man who has had 4 kids in the same year? Because you think he's sexy? Ew. Make that make sense. I bet that HPV or herpes or HIV won't be so sexy. You don't know what a man that will put his thing in anything that he thinks is moderately attractive has. And why would you even want to share energies with someone that very clearly doesn't respect women? You think you're going to be the one to get treated right? You think you the one. You just so bomb like that. It doesn't make any sense. And then you have women having children by men who have other baby mamas or a million different baby mamas, or the baby mamas are always complaining. Shout out to Summer Walker. You know, what did you think, sis? You thought you was going to be different? Oh, well, no. 9 times out of 10, you going to be a baby mama too. And you going to be unhappy too, just like them other women that you laughed at. And then you're going to be somewhere yelling about how bad Black men are and how men take advantage of women and leave them with children when you had ample opportunity to use your medulla oblongata, and hopefully I said that right, and not allow yourself to be put in that position. I blame men, yes. And I blame them for their actions, yes. But I think it would be neglectful or intellectually dishonest of me if I didn't say a lot of things that men do, they're only able to do because women allow it and participate in it. It's like the whole cheating culture. Men can only cheat on you. Men can only play in your face if you let them. If more women, the minute a man cheated, the minute he did them bogus, they say, you know what, bye. You're done. You're gone. You're blocked. It's over. You can't talk to me. You can't double back. We can't have makeup intercourse. We can't have this or that. You're done. You're gone. More men would think twice about the things that they do, but they know that they can spin women a lie and tell, oh, I'm sorry. They can use weaponized tears because plenty of men actually cry. I've seen it myself. My first husband was an avid crier, a weaponizer of tears to make women feel like, oh my gosh, men don't really cry. So let me feel sorry for you and no. Look, don't let me go on a tangent about that. But anyway, I'm just saying that when men do things, a lot of times women participate in it by simply allowing them to. And it's just like I said with the whole trophy wife situation. What her husband allegedly did is horrific. And yes, you know what I'm saying? All blame needs to go to him for doing that. Absolutely. But And there is a big but here. He would have never been in the position to do any of that if she used her God-given intelligence and didn't marry a stranger. And then once she saw a glaring red flag with his assaults of her, repeated assaults of her that she said allegedly, she had said, you know what? Let me be smart here and leave. Not stay and have children. What? Instead of sitting there and being lazy and selling her soul so that she could stun on women online about material things. And then you have black women that I've been told are not to blame for the decisions and actions of black men. And that's cool. I'm not saying a black woman should accept the mistakes of black men. But I do know that there are grown men that are out here in this world that make errors. They do things because they know they always have a cushion. They got their big mama, they got their sisters, they got their nieces, they got their aunties that always give their no good behinds a place to stay after they get out of prison, time and time again, or after they cheat on their girl, or after they mess up their families, or after they can't keep a job due to their laziness. Or how about the women that will attack their male relative's girlfriend if she's being abused, or try to force her to be silent or accept the mistreatment because they don't want their precious black man to go to prison or be arrested? You know what they do to our black men. We've got to protect them from the consequences of their actions, right? What about the black mothers and the black women that cover up SA that has been perpetrated by their sons? What about the enabling? What about the telling these black men that they are kings and they are somebody when they've done nothing to prove that they are worth anything at all? So they go out in the world feeling entitled to women, offering nothing at all. But because of the delusion that some black women have put in them, they feel entitled and get super violent if you don't want anything to do with them. Or you tell them, hey, I'm sorry, you don't have anything to offer me. Or no, you're not for me. You know what I mean? Or what about the black women that are so harsh and unloving towards their daughters and extending no grace to them, but have all of the grace, all of the patience in the world for their no good sons? At what point are black women to blame for anything? Or at what point are women to blame for any of these things? Because, of course, men at the end of the day are responsible for their actions and should be held responsible for those actions that they take and the harm that they cause. But we've got to stop lying. We got to stop fronting. We got to stop acting like that behind a lot of bogus brothers, that there's not an enabling weak mammy shielding him from accountability. And they also should take some of the blame too. I don't care what nobody says. I sat there and watched the whole TikTok. It was so many parts of a girl talking about how she was violated by her sister's, who was it? I think it was not her sister's, her mother's sister's son. And when she told her mother about it, her mother said, you got to be quiet because you're going to get him in trouble, and beat this girl with a belt, beat her horrifically. And she didn't say anything else about it. And she was assaulted for several years, starting at, I think it was 6. So I don't care what nobody says. That is enabling, that is coddling, that is protection, that is grace that is being afforded to the men in our community, and it's never afforded to us. You know what I'm saying? And it's disgusting. And like I said, this grace that I see extended to black men from these type of women should be shamed. And I'm going to be the one to talk about it, because I'm not going to allow them to escape by saying, oh, it's all the men and it's just all the men's fault and it's wrong to put anything on women, and oh, these men still would have made their mistakes regardless, so women don't have any part to play. Nah, fam, I cannot get with that. And I'm not talking about a situation of a single mother that raised a child or raised a black son the best way that she could and he didn't turn out right. That's not what this is about. Not at all. I know plenty of black single mothers that don't play about their sons. They say, hey, look, I raised you right. You do wrong. You try to come back this way. You can't come back this way. I'm not enabling you to be a bad person. So that's not what we're talking about. So I want y'all to get that clear. I'm not talking about that scenario. So I want to say that if we're going to make true change, True change, real change, if that's what the end all be all of this is, because I'm not just making videos to make videos. I'm not making videos to try to get paid, because if I was, I would say something totally different. My platform would be filled with totally different type of videos, since I know people like to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be funny, because there's so much stuff that I can say right now. If I was really not about change, I could easily switch it up and be somewhere in a mansion of my dreams. So, but let me just say this. I'm trying to make true change. And in order to do that, we cannot just put everything on the men and pretend that women are powerless and we play no part in anything that's going on and we have no part to play in society, because that's a lie. Women are very powerful. We are. And I think that when we say these things, we act like we don't have any type of control over anything. That just diminishes our power and makes us feel less than, or contributes to the idea that women are less than. But, I digress. That's probably a whole nother topic in itself. But, if y'all not trying to cancel me after this rant, because I was ranting a little bit. Sorry. So, like I said, if y'all not trying to cancel me, do me a favor, okay? And drop a 46 in the comments. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. I know the times are hard out here. We all trying to make it. No problem at all right? Just follow your girl on TikTok. It's free 99. So do your girl a free favor, okay? And I've live streamed there. And I'm starting to live stream there back again more often. So, because I'm trying to do this thing of where I live stream on TikTok, that have a good time over there, upload it to YouTube so that you guys also can be involved. So that, because TikTok, when you live stream there, it's a little bit more interesting. Other people can come on, other people can join. And then it's like, it's not a blank screen of y'all just seeing me bump my gums. So at least y'all can get a little bit of something there. So anyway, follow me on TikTok. Okay, I'm ranting. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads, all right? And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. And I'm sure that I'm definitely going to hear from y'all after I said this. And just, I just want y'all to know something. I don't mind if y'all disagree with me or your perspective is not mine. The only time I really have a problem is that some people, they come in, some black women, sisters come in, they disagree, and they just straight violate me. It's like, okay, whoa there. Now, I didn't say you could violate, because I think I said this in another video. I debated all through high school. I debated in junior high. I debated in college. And, that's just my default, to just debate and go back and forth. But I really be trying not to just go and just tear some people that be violating the pieces, because anyway, I be trying not to do that. So please don't put me in that position, because normally if I'm not going to tear you up, I'm just going to block you. And I don't want it to make it to where I just have everybody that agrees with me in the comments, because it doesn't have to be like that. We can definitely have discourse and dialogue back and forth, because, differing opinions are needed. People that don't agree are needed, because that's how we can come together and be, have a whole reasonable thought process, or have one that is encompassing everything by having everybody with differing opinions. That way we can include it all. So, anyway, that's all. That's just all I'm trying to say. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.